Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Anime Slice podcast. My name's Matt. We got Dan,
Hello.
Donnie,
Hi.
and Paul.
Wow, I'm last.
I was just going down the line. I was reading from the top to bottom. I just want to start off with saying Happy New Year, every guy. You guys have a
Every
good
guy?
time? Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. It was a good time, right? We didn't do anything because we didn't make
I
any.
mean, I did.
We didn't make any
I
videos.
mean, I did.
You made
We
videos?
didn't do anything.
I made
but
several
you
videos
have.
over New Year's.
Ooh. Yeah, that was my.
Donnie's got his own crew now.
Yeah, that's my fault. I didn't bring any of my stuff because I went to go visit family. So fuck me.
Yeah, Matt's really bad at planning for the future.
I was thinking about it, and then I was like, "Fuck it, no one's gonna watch this anyway."
We once went to Otakon, and
Yeah,
he
we
didn't
did.
think to ask people until like 2 months before Otakon if they wanted to go with him.
It wasn't 2 months. I could have sworn I
Yeah,
asked
it was
you.
like
I could've
it was like
sworn.
2 months.
Yeah, and you were all for it, and then you were like, "Never mind."
My car died.
Wait, no, I thought you had to go work because other people said that they had priority.
No.
Is that what
the
happened?
the first time you went off to basic training.
Yeah.
No, I went to Otakon the first time.
No, you went to the second time because the first time
Oh,
I would
yeah,
have
you're
gone
right.
as well.
You're right.
Damn it, Donnie. Well, we're going next year though, right, guys? Well, this year.
We're going this year?
I mean, I'm going this year. I don't know if you
I'll
guys
be
are.
there.
Thank God. Dan, you coming
I
to?
won't be there.
When is it?
I don't know. We'll look it up. Okay.
Probably August.
Yeah, that's good enough for starters. We need to get into shit because we have a lot of episodes to get through.
We don't have that much to cover.
We have a good bit. We're gonna go over pretty much all the anime that like closed out, which is just Bunny Girl, Goblin Slayer, Zombieland. I think those are the only three that actually finished that we watch regularly. Yeah, they're the only ones. And then we have to talk about 2 episodes of Sword Art and 2 episodes of Bunny Girl, Slime, and all that good stuff. Well, no, one.
Only one of Slime.
Yeah, one of Slime.
Did Banana Fish end? Paul?
What?
Did Banana
Did
Fish end?
Banana Fish end?
Yes, it did.
Did it end well?
Yes, it was. It was sad.
Wait, did it end? Like this is like no more, or?
Yeah,
Well, this is the second season, right?
technically yes.
Okay.
24 episodes.
Is it going to be another season?
No,
No, it's over.
it's an adaptation of something that came out like 30 years ago.
Okay, on to Zombieland Saga.
Yeah, let's look at Zombieland right out of here. Paul, what do you think of Zombieland?
Can we get a season 2?
You actually want a season 2?
I don't know what I want. Oh, this is what. Okay, now I remember what I was going to say about Zombieland.
Oh, whoa, wait! I'm sorry. I should have said this in the beginning. Also, new methodology of when we go through an anime. We're gonna do a quick synopsis of the episode.
Synopsis.
Yeah, a synopsis of the episode. Then we're gonna hit like each individual part if there were any that actually stood out to us. So, Paul, you want to give us a quick?
You sure it isn't a synapse, Paul?
Shut the fuck up.
No, I
Paul, you
really
want
wanna
us
kill-
Paul, you want us to run down what happened in the final episode of the season?
Fuck, what did... Okay, so she's being all emo... Sakura's being all emo, and then it turns out that producer dude is her childhood friend,
Mm-hmm.
and then... So then she's like, even though I have super bad luck... Or they force her to play... to, like, go along with them in her
Pretty much, yeah.
place, and then they have, like, a super snowstorm, and their venue basically collapses on top of them, and they keep on singing, and then she's like, oh my god, I remember my life again.
Yep.
And she joins, and then she's like, oh, even though I'm super bad luck, you guys want to join? And she's like, of course. Or they're like, of course. And then they get an encore.
Yep, that's pretty much it. The whole first part is literally her just still being upset that she doesn't remember. And she's like, "Yo, I'm really bad luck, guys. If you dance with me, everything's gonna go to shit." And then they literally like almost abuse her to the point where it's like, "Yo, I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna bite your head off." And she's like, "Okay, fine, we'll do it." Which I can understand. Like I can understand that like that feeling of like digging in. Like there's no. I already fucking said I'm not doing it. I spent fucking 5 days saying I'm not gonna do it. So guess what? I'm not gonna do it. But then just going along with it at the end for the last few days.
Yeah.
But it was strange. Oh yeah, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was going to say that the old man that he talks to,
Yeah.
that is 100% her father.
You think? Wait,
100%.
wait.
Sakura's father.
wait, the one that's at the bar, the one that's like.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why. I felt really weird at the end when they're doing the last encore song, which I actually literally like the encore song. I like that song. They're showing like images of all these people again, and I'm like, they're trying. This looks like this is so weird for this like almost nothing show. It's like trying to make it more dramatic than what it was. But do you think there's going to be a second season? I don't know where they could go from this. It seems like everything fits, unless they go more down the route of the newspaper guy.
reporter.
Yeah, the reporter is like,
Yeah.
yo, look at I have all these images of these people who obviously died and are now back, and no one else
Yeah.
can see it apparently.
No one else.
But yeah, pretty. I mean, that's pretty much it. There were just a few things that stood out to me that I didn't like. I don't like they had the really dumb cliche where something happens and then literally 10 seconds later they do a flashback to that same thing. It's when she's at the she's like shaking hands with fans, and then she goes and now she's sitting moping, and then she literally flashbacks 10 seconds ago the when she shook hands with the fans. I'm like, that's really dumb. And you mentioned that the what's his name, the main guy used to be a childhood friend of some sort. All we know is that they lent a CD to each other or something.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's going to go. That's really strange. But also, at least that gives us a time frame. It's been like at least maybe 15 years since
No,
she
it's
died.
been 10 years for her.
It's been 10 years? Did they say that? I never remember that.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, shit. Okay. And what a bunch of fucking crazy people just allowing the whole stage to collapse. It's like, you know what? Just keep dancing. Just keep singing. We're all fine. There's no way that the structural integrity of this building worries us in any way.
Nah.
But overall,
Wait.
it was a fun, decent show. If they made another one, I'd probably watch it, but I'm not clamoring for it.
I've seen several people who've talked about it being really good.
Really? What?
Like
I have to see other people.
for what it like as a comedy, and for what they expected out of it.
No, it was fine for that. It was fun. Like what I expected was nothing special, and that's pretty much what I got. It's more of the sense of like I feel like they could have gone way harder towards the comedy side. Like I was Paul when they were dancing and things started falling apart. I was like, if something doesn't like come down and like swing and hit her, like that's what I want. I want her to just like get. Maybe I would even laugh even harder. I don't know that they could be able to do it, but if they wanted to go full comedy, just fucking have another truck just come in and fucking run her over on stage. Oh man, but oh well.
That's like Simpsons comedy though.
That's fine.
Like
Yeah,
out of nowhere, a truck comes on stage and kills somebody.
no,
the
but, like,
next episode they're
not
fine.
not killed, but it's like it comes over and then like almost as like a cartoon, like they go chibi style at that point. She gets hit and then she goes flying. She's all like the little poorly drawn chibi version of them, and then they come back and then she's like up fine in her normal sense. I don't know. I like that kind of like. I don't know what other shows do that very well. I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head.
Anime?
Yeah, other anime shows that do it. That's what I'm
Okay,
thinking of.
none.
Anyways, okay. Well, that's Zombieland Saga. Nothing hugely special. Me and Paul are pretty much the same. I'm thinking that. All right, where are we hitting next,
Yes.
boys?
Well, I don't know. Let's do Goblin Slayer.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
That one's the best.
Oh my God, Goblin Slayer was so good. Who wants to get the rundown of the first episode that we didn't talk about?
Yeah, that's you.
Me?
It's all you.
Oh.
You're the one who takes notes.
Yeah, sure.
Normally I would, but I am very sick.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Well, yeah.
So pretty much the first of the two episodes we'll talk about. It's right after we find out that he wakes up, he goes down, he sees all the tracks from the scouts, and he's like, oh shit. He goes back to the house. He tells childhood friend girl, which do we ever hear her name actually? Do we know? Does anyone know her name?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna be talking about her a few times, but okay. Anyways,
Cowgirl.
Cowgirl, yeah. He's like, run, get out of here. She's like, I'm not leaving because you're obviously gonna stay here and sacrifice yourself. He's like, fuck, you're right. I am gonna do that. So he goes back and he goes to the town to ask for help. So he goes in, goes to the Adventurers Guild, walks right up to the Lancer dude and the Mage girl. He's like, yo, I need your help. And then they act all proud, pretty much like, yo, we're not just gonna do this. It's like you have to be like, we're adventurers, put up a quest. And he's like, okay, I'll put up a quest. Like, what are you offering? And he says pretty much everything. And they're all like shocked by that. He's like, yeah, just get us a drink, boy. And they all rile up. Everyone gets riled up. And it's like, okay, we're all gonna do this. And the guild even says, yep, we'll put a special hit out. Every goblin's worth 1 gold. So they build up this whole plan that we don't see at first. You see them out. It's nighttime now. They're out at the house. The goblins start coming up. Really big like army scene, I guess you could say, because there's a bunch of people fighting.
Battle scene.
Battle
or
scene,
whatever.
yeah. They start off with like human shields, put them to sleep. They go get the people that they were using the human shields for. They start just destroying them. And then you see flashes to when he was talking about, okay, this is what they're going to do. They're going to use human shields. They're going to start bringing riders up. And they had this whole plan laid out, and it pretty much goes like flawlessly. And at the end, you see the Goblin Lord, which is the one controlling this entire horde of like he said about hundreds of goblins. He sends out like his big troops, which is a bunch of
Hobgoblins and
two-
Goblin champions.
Yeah, 2 goblin champions. And that's when it's like, oh crap, only the really big tier guys, like we saw the one paladin, the lancer.
Silver.
Yeah, the silver above people start fighting only. And then we'll see that next episode, the actual fighting for that. But they pretty much go towards that. And then everyone's asking like, well, where the fuck's Goblin Slayer at? And he's like, well, where else would he be? He's fucking slaying goblins. And then it cuts to him, and he confronts the Goblin Lord. And that's where that episode ends. Do we want to talk about that episode and go into the next one, or should we just... I don't think there wasn't really much in that episode other than preparing them to fight, and the action scene itself was actually really good.
Yeah,
the only
it's pretty clear cut.
yes, but the only big scene that I think other than that was him going asking for help. I really enjoyed, other than all the adventurers acting really proud and being like, yo, just put up a quest and stuff. Like, they obviously want to help him. Like, they obviously like the guy. I don't know why they have to act that way.
Because they're
Have they
adventurous.
have they shown that they like the Goblin Slayer before now?
they like talk. He's like that kid that everyone knows that he just keeps to himself. But they all like he's like a legend of that town.
I mean, no. I think he's a laughingstock because he's a silver ranked adventurer slaying goblins, and his name is Goblin Slayer.
For some of them, but I think the Lancer
Like
dude obviously
every person knows him by the name Goblin Slayer. Everybody else has a name.
Mm-hmm.
They're not named after, oh, this guy likes to kill lizard people. Like
I don't
like
know.
his name's a joke
I don't know.
in itself. By the
I
way,
think Matt
the
is
name
right
of the
now.
girl is Yushiki.
Yushiki, like Yushiki, like the show. Damn.
Ushikai.
Okay.
Yushiki.
What were you gonna say, Dan?
I think you are correct when you said that, like, the higher ranked people there, the more experienced ones.
Yeah, I think they have a
I
fondness for him.
think they do respect him, but they don't show it.
Yeah, that's how I see it. Like even the paladin.
Well,
points
that's
out-
how I see it after the second episode.
Hey,
But like
even
before
more
the
there.
second episode, like I didn't see it as everybody respected him for what he does.
I mean,
I don't know.
the mage chick always showed
mage
him.
for sure, and the paladin
respect.
girl. The paladin girl, when they're like training outside and they have that talk about it, she seems interested in like helping him. And then even she points it out to the like gladiator dude. He's like, "Yo, what do you mean? Like now there's a quest."
Gladiator, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Berserker. I don't know what he'd be. Knight class. I don't know what he is.
Goblin
It's going
Slayers
to
are
200
berserker.
Yeah, but she even says like, "Oh, you're just. I mean, you can just be honest and do it because he saved your town. Like, come on." But I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
like,
pretty
the
sure that guy's
highest
a
or-
Paladin,
higher
but
ups,
no,
like,
the other
make
one was the
that
paladin.
connection.
The girl's the
there
paladin.
can't be two paladins.
There
Maybe
can't
he's
be.
a.
He's just heavy armor with a two-handed sword.
Yeah.
I don't know. Goblin Slayer is obviously the berserker of this show.
Oh, yeah. I think the glowing
Yeah.
guys.
What do you think he is?
I mean,
He
yeah,
he literally has berserk rage. Like he gets down,
I
he
know.
comes back with one hit point, and he fucks shit up.
You're
He's
right.
literally a berserker.
You're right. You're right. Oh,
Like if you don't know what like anything about D&D, like you seeing him, you're like, damn, that's just plot. But like knowing something about D&D, you're like,
Mhm.
oh, that's just his class. Like
Mhm.
he's a berserker. Like of course he's going to come back with 1 HP.
Yeah. But other than those 2 parts for the episode, there's like 2 other parts that I don't know if you guys will remember that just stood out to me. When he's talking to the girl, being like, "Yo, get out of here," he's like, "Don't make that face," and they show her face. Oh my god, that was such a bad face. She just looked so like she was like crying, smiling, but really upset. It was like awful. Ugh.
That's a good face, man.
No, it was a terrible face. It was like, oh yeah, don't make that face, please. But yeah, and then other than that, it was like me just I was really confused why people would ever say no to fighting off a goblin horde that's really close to the town. Like that was very strange to me. But it's fine.
Well, they're only in it for the money.
Yeah, but it's outside their town. Like I don't know why they don't think like they're not going to be affected by it. But I don't know. I think that was just that was like the one poorly thing that I didn't like about it. So then we go into the next episode. Pretty much.
The episode Matt hates.
No, not true at all. I fucking love this episode, but not for the first part. So pretty much it opens up. Goblin Slayer is confronting the Goblin Lord, and you heard it last time. In the end of the last episode, where he's thinking, you hear the Goblin Lord's thought. He's like, okay, fuck this. This obviously sucks because they were planning for it, but I'm just gonna go back, reproduce, and we're gonna do it again. As long as I survive, I can do this again. It's gonna be fine. And then you see Goblin Slayer come out. He's like, yeah, I just came back. He came out like bloodied, so I'm assuming we're supposed to believe that he killed like his home. And he even says that your home's gone. So
Yeah, he literally confirms that.
yeah. So he went back to the
says he
nest.
killed
Yeah. He went back to the nest and killed the nest while everyone was fighting the horde. And then he confronts the Goblin Lord, starts getting his ass beat a bit, like a good bit. He even says like, I'm not used to fighting him one-on-one. And then while he's fighting him, we go flashback to the army fight that's going on. The ogre, not the ogres, the
Hobbs.
Yeah, the Hobbs and the champions are fighting. Hobbs are being taken out of pretty easily. Nothing huge going on there. But the champions, it's the paladin and the gladiator class. Again, don't know what we would call them. They're fighting a champion, and they pretty much help each other. They take out one. Then Lancer Dude takes out one on his own, and pretty much everything's fine there. And then we cut back to Goblin Slayer. He's fighting, getting the shit beat out of him. The Goblin Lord starts pretty much gets him with getting stabbed in the chest and getting stabbed in the face once. But now he has the upper hand. Goblin Slayer's on the ground, fucking beating the shit out of him. And then a barrier comes up. You see Priestess Girl come out. She puts up another protection barrier behind the Goblin Lord, pretty much pinning him. And then from that point, he's the Goblin Lord's like, oh fuck. He starts trying to beg for his life. He's like, yo, I won't do this. I won't do this. Flashes through thinking of other times when this probably would have happened that Goblin Slayer told Priestess Girl about. It's like, yeah, don't trust that thing. It's just a baby goblin crying, and then someone sparing, and then he goes crazy and kills the girl. But Goblin Lord's like, I won't do this. I won't do this. I'll be fine. Goblin Slayer gets him. He's like, you're just a little tiny goblin. And he's like, I am Goblin Slayer, and stabs him right in the throat. Finishes it off. Everything's fine. They go back. They confirm. Everyone's happy. Yay. Then the best part of the episode comes, the second half, where all it is everyone coming together. You see the hero the hero who actually saved everyone who defeated the Demon Lord. She's like, yo, goblins suck. She even confronts it. She's like, yo, that's good that some guys here are protecting the village. There's a big feast. Everyone gets their gold. People are complaining because the champions are also only worth 1 gold, and so was the Goblin Lord. He was only worth 1 gold, and they're like, oh, fuck. But that's fine. Everyone's still fine. Redhead girl super jelly that Priestess Girl's sleeping on Goblin Slayer. What else happens?
Quick Subnosis.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to pretty much that's it. They have a feast. They talk a bit more, and then he takes off his helmet. He takes off the helmet, and everyone goes crazy and goes up to him and is like, yo. And then
wow.
And then it ends. And then it ends with
He's actually pretty handsome.
Yeah, and it ends with the best part. We're saying Goblin Slayer will return. Yeah.
Well, don't forget they also
cut out
need
a
to
little.
get the betting pool out because they took bets on him.
Yo, okay, well so now those are parts that I want to talk about. I feel like that was a nod to people making predictions, because I said the exact same thing. I was like, it's gonna be he's a goblin or some shit, he's a different morphed goblin, or that he's I could see people saying that, oh, maybe it's just a woman under there,
until we saw him.
Yeah, I thought that could be
3 episodes prior to that.
Yes, but you have to put yourself in the shoes of those people would be us before that episode, because they haven't.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They're us when we're playing D&D.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool. I like that a lot. The second half that made the entire show for me, because the music playing in the background is just perfect for that tune, and the fact that they kept it where you never see his face completely is perfect. If they would have showed the face, I would have been so mad. You guys have any opinions? Nothing.
Sorry, I'm just It's hard
Do
for
we
me to talk sometimes.
Do we ever actually see his full face?
No, and that's the point. And
Have you even watched the show, Dan?
I have. I just couldn't remember if we ever
Nope.
actually saw his full face.
And we should never see it. It's the same thing that I like when people said about Halo and Master Chief. We should never see his face. And if we ever do,
Yeah.
that's bad. Oh, that was so well done. Oh my god, it was so well done. You guys have nothing to say. What the fuck?
Sorry, it's because I'm sick, so it's hard for me to talk. And
No, it's fine.
just like, basically, the best. I don't know. The best thing I really enjoyed was how he's planning to kill himself in order to save his childhood friend.
Well, even that, but I feel like he knows he would die if he did that.
Like because he wanted Priestess to use 3 protections.
Oh, you're talking about that part.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To ensure
And-
the kill.
Yeah. And I really liked how she's like, sorry, I didn't follow your instructions.
Mhm.
And actually, they used her last spell slot to heal him.
Mhm.
I felt like, I don't know, and then, like, he actually said, yeah, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, you trusted her, dude.
Yeah. I just felt like they grew as a team, or so. I don't know. You could see how they grew as a team throughout the entire series. Like, at first she would just piss herself and all that, and now she's like, 1, killing baby goblins, top, and 2, finally making her own choices.
I'm gonna put this up on the stream. Donnie just linked it.
Apparently, the manga does eventually have a face reveal.
Yeah, and it's John Tron. I don't like goblins. Good one. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. This episode nailed it for me in the sense of the last the 2 episodes were perfect. It had some of the best I think really good fight scenes. I really like the planning and
Hey
getting
Matt,
inside
put Discord back up.
Oh, you're right. That was an accident. I really pretty much those last 2 episodes nailed it in the coffin for me, being this is probably my favorite show this season. The ending felt really good. Everything it felt really warm and comforting, seeing everyone back together and everyone happy, and seeing that they were able to do it all, and that his character is changing slowly. He's able to say what he truly wants. He doesn't just want to kill goblins anymore. He wants to be an adventurer.
Yeah, he wants to be an adventurer.
Yeah, he wants to go on with these people. He sees that he has worth and value other than just killing goblins.
Too bad it's only worth his killing goblins.
Another part I really liked is the team that defeated the Demon Lord are coming back, and then when somebody walks up to them and it's like, oh man, have you killed any goblins lately? And they're like, well, goblins are super weak. No, they're super terrifying. Haven't you actually fought any?
Well, that's the hero. The hero says that.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The team that killed the Demon Lord.
Sorry, I thought you were saying they were saying goblins were nothing. One of her teammates does say that. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, we just killed the Demon Lord. And they're like, nah, man, goblins are the real...
fuck goblins.
Fuck goblins.
And they do talk about how apparently a goblin horde threatened the town, and then some local goblin slayer hero rose up to fight it.
And he's like, thank you. And she's like, yo, that's great that they have some guy like this.
I wish I had some guy like Goblin Slayer in my life.
Did you guys get anything from the at the very end before they show the Goblin Slayer will return? The talking about him being a person that the gods don't know what's going to happen because he doesn't let them roll the dice.
And that basically he's such a normal person that they can replace him with anyone, but
they don't
just like him.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I didn't know what to take from that other than I didn't know if that was aiming towards anything.
Basically, he is not bound by fate. That he is a chosen one by the gods, but he's not extraordinary in any way other than he's chosen by the gods. But for some bizarre reason, his fate is not tied to the gods.
Yeah.
He himself makes his own fate.
Yeah. Okay. God damn, such a good episode.
He's actually playing D&D with the gods, and he's the D&D character.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I keep thinking.
He is literally rolling his own dice
Yeah.
rather than the gods.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I was rolling my own dice. That'd be
Don't
cool.
worry.
Roll the dice.
I'm gonna once I'm transferred to Bear or like back to the store on my side when they finally open it. I'm gonna be making a D&D campaign.
There we go.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
How long will this one last?
Not long.
Roughly 3 minutes.
Depends on how much organization we have with people.
Will we get to a second session?
Yeah, I guess there's just two more things I want to hit on. Where it's just when he says that he wasn't used to facing them head on. I don't understand how you can say that after he faced head on a Goblin champion and also a ogre, which I feel like the ogre was more powerful than the Goblin Lord. But maybe I'm crazy because I feel like he was the general of the Demon Lord.
Yeah, the ogre was definitely more powerful.
Like, I don't know why
Because
he's not used
No,
to it.
okay, so the ogre alone is powerful, but under the Goblin King's command, the champions and I think the hobgoblins are stronger.
Okay. I
Then
mean, I
the
guess.
Lord?
No, than the ogre.
Well, like all together, yeah, I would say all together, the force could definitely be. The force is.
Think
As
a
an
hob-
army, yeah.
A
But-
hobgoblin stronger than an ogre?
No, the
No,
force
no.
of them all together. Like the fact that there's an army of them.
And only because they're being led by Goblin King.
But the Goblin King himself, I don't know if he'd be like, as an individual, he shouldn't be stronger. So I
No,
feel
no. He's not stronger than an ogre individually.
Yeah.
His uniqueness comes from the fact that
Yeah.
he can fuck
Probably
all
has an
prisoners.
entire intellect.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Too.
I mean, the only other thing I can pull from it is like he technically didn't fight the ogre alone, so he's not used to fighting them head on, like one on one. He's like used to having backup.
It's the combined.
He also
force
didn't
of
have the
really
scroll.
shit.
Yeah, I know he didn't have the scroll. I know, but it's just like he is used to
Scroll
fighting
was
them head on.
broken.
Yeah, he should have just gotten another scroll. I don't know why he didn't do that.
Well, he did.
He tried. He tried.
He has 2 scrolls.
He
Did I
put in
forget
a
about that?
request.
Oh, you're right. He
No,
did
he
put
put in a-
You're right.
He put in a request for a scroll, but the guy said these are really rare.
I forgot about that.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to find these for
I
you.
thought he always had 2 scrolls and he only used 1.
No,
No.
he only had one originally.
He only had one scroll.
I thought he had 2 for some reason.
Yeah, yo, that that makes it even better for me in my mind now. The show, like, there are little things in the show that he'll do that don't matter in the actual episodes because they just don't get back to him. It's like
Yeah,
that's
they might get back to it. He might go back to the
You're
town
right.
and be like, "Oh, your request
they
came in."
might too, but I actually really
That
like
thing
that.
you request.
That's like really, I like that a lot. That's cool. Yeah, overall, and then also I just want to finish up when they fully render like when they fully draw out like in detail his armor and everything. That shit looks great. I love it when they did close up of his like helmet and armor. So it looks so
Yeah,
good.
I thought this show was going to be really bad at the beginning when I saw the
Fuck yeah.
CGI.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Everyone did.
Like, I saw the CGI and I was like, "Please don't do this."
Yeah.
This can't be the entire series, right? And
luckily
then it
it's-
wasn't.
yeah.
So, like,
Yeah,
they
there was a lot of
they
it.
either took feedback and they were like, "Wow, we can make this show a lot cheaper if we just hand draw everything."
But then people are going to be upset. Oh, wait, cheaper? Wait, cheaper? It would be cheaper to be CGI.
Oh yeah, you're right.
The initial cost of 3D is higher, but you can reuse 3D assets.
Mm-hmm. Man. Okay, let's move on. Where are we moving on to, boys?
Slime.
Slime? Okay, slime it is.
Only one episode.
Yep, only one. What do you guys want
From
to...
like 2 weeks ago.
Who wants to run down this one? Because it's not fresh in my head.
It's not fresh in my head.
I don't think it's fresh in anyone's head. It's
Okay.
two
Wait,
weeks
let me
ago.
let me
Okay,
let me
I
read
got
this.
it. I got.
I mean, I
I
can't...
got
what? Okay.
So
Oh, the battle. That's right.
yeah. So, the or not the goblins.
Lizard men.
The lizardmen, thank you, are fighting off the orcs one by one, and they're like, oh man, they just keep on getting stronger, and then, oh my god, they have webbed now and scales
They're
and all that.
adapting.
They're adapting, and they're
Clever
like, oh
girls.
my god, they're eating our people. And then the goblin general shows up, and he's like, so you're the or goblin general. Orc general shows up, but what's his face, the lizard man prince dude, Gaburo or Gebro or whatever his name is,
Mhm.
thinks he's the Orc Lord, and then he gets his ass kicked basically. And
He put up a decent fight.
no, he didn't.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Just keep going.
Yeah, I'm doing a synopsis right now. Yeah,
Sure, it's not a synapsis.
Shut the fuck up.
synapsis.
Let's keep going.
Anyways, and then Gobta and Ragna appear and stop the fight, and then Goblin General Orc General, oh my god, insults Rimuru. Ragna gets super pissed off, evolves into a Star Tempest Wolf, and does like Black Lightning Swarm or something, and just annihilates like hundreds upon hundreds of orcs, while you start seeing explosions in the background, and it pans to what's it called? All the ogres, the
Kaiju.
kaiju. Yes, the kaiju, the Godzillas.
I think it's Kajin.
Kajin.
Yeah,
That's
the
what it
Kajin,
is.
yes.
That's what it is.
Are just like are like just making like just absolutely wrecking the orcs. Just like explosions and just like massive just destruction. Then it pans to Rimuru. No, then it cuts to inside the Lizardman cave where Ninja dude saves the real Lizardman King. Chief. Thank you. And then they're like, oh my god, the alliance was formed because they treated me as your representative.
Ambassador?
Yeah, his daughter that they saw outside of the cave.
And then so then they're running off somewhere. Then it pans to Rimuru looking, just flying over everything, just watching the battlefield. Nice quick cut. Then it goes back to the Magi, or it goes to the Magi and his little clown assistant. And then they cough. Then the Dryad appears and she's like, "You guys are fucked. Rimuru's gonna kill you guys."
Mm-hmm.
Then it shows the Demon Lord, and he's not the Demon Lord they're looking for. And I think then the show ends.
Yeah, pretty much. It shows that, and then we cut back to Rimuru for a second, just so that he can see the Orc Lord. Like he actually sees him. Yeah.
Okay. I
which
forgot
is
about that part.
yeah. What do you guys think of the episode?
I really liked it. I just liked how it I don't know. I like how strong it actually shows how like Rimuru's army like could be.
Mm-hmm. But just I don't know. That's the part that surprised me the most. Like literally everyone in his party pretty much is stronger than anyone there.
Yeah.
Which I just don't understand what's gonna like. It seems like everyone's too power trippy. There's like it's the same problem that I had with Overlord at the point where it's like if we just keep focusing on these characters, there's no threat ever.
Well, I think there will spoilers. Overlord, there's actually a threat soon.
Oh, yikes!
But like here, I think they're just trying to establish more of like his power just itself, and like then when we probably reach the Demon Lord closer to there, it's gonna start showing like actual intensive fights.
I feel like everything we've encountered so far is on the lines of like being a grunt.
Yeah.
Even the orc.
Like even the general, the orc general is a grunt.
Okay.
The first captain we'll see somebody who might like land a hit or two will be the Orc Lord, and then the first actual fight we'll see won't be until
the Guild Master.
The Guild Master.
I don't know.
Won't be until like we're actually fighting something along the lines of an arc leading up to the Demon Lord.
Yeah, like or maybe he's actually fighting the Magi.
Wait, so do you think
it's like in Bleach, like leading up to Aizen, all of the Arrancar are weak, but then he gets to the Espada, and the Espada are strong.
I guess it's more of like, did you think he just got lucky with Ifrit then that he had invincibility to like fire?
Potentially, yes.
Because I wouldn't consider Ifrit ace. I would not consider Ifrit a grunt.
Yeah, while Paul was talking, I was thinking of him for it as well.
Hmm.
I'm thinking.
I don't know.
I feel like-
it's hard. Like Ifrit, he's supposed to be the fire spirit. They even call him like, oh my god, it's the legendary fire spirit.
Yeah.
Along the lines of that. Maybe because he was using her body.
Shizu?
What's her face? Shizu's body as a
He
host.
was weaker.
And
Maybe,
because she was getting weaker and weaker, he was getting weaker and weaker.
That's possible.
I don't know. Shizu's like, when Shizu's talking about it, she's getting weaker, but he's getting stronger.
Like taking over.
Like
more.
Yeah.
he's able to take over more because she's getting
Yeah,
weaker.
but-
So
Yeah, but
I don't
maybe
see that as
doesn't-
him being weaker.
No, but I'm like that's personality wise. Like her, because she's getting older, her mental strength is getting weaker, so he's able to take her over more. But that doesn't equate to like her physical strength because he's still using her body as a host.
Yeah, I guess.
But anyways, fuck. I feel like when he faces the Orc Lord, it's gonna be simple. It's not gonna be like there's gonna be no challenge. I don't think it's gonna be hard. Because it didn't look like he looked really unthreatening. So unless he goes through some kind of transformation, he
is only just like an evolved stage above a normal orc, right?
Yeah, but the fucking general looked way more intimidating than he did.
He's not an evolved stage above a normal orc. He's evolved above several. He's several evolutions above an orc.
Yeah, he's an evolution. Like, well, I feel like more like it's a mutation. So like there's a level up, but every now and then that level up will go advanced, and then like that's the Orc Lord.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, he warp digivolved.
Yeah. You're right.
Warp Digivolved. Wow. What is this, season 6?
No, that was season 1.
I don't remember.
The only other thing that what?
Which one's
You guys are fucking
which
out
Digimon is a Warp Digivolve?
Agumon toward Greymon.
He like it skips.
Oh,
it
you
skips.
skip
Yeah,
a
yeah.
step. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what you mean.
Which they do
Gotcha.
very frequently afterwards.
Well, yeah, once you announce something, obviously.
Yeah.
It's like once they announced, fusion being a thing.
Oh man, there were so many fusions. They didn't even use polymerization. They just fucking. I have 2 cards. Here we go.
Well, yeah, and then they announced polymerization.
But yeah, the only other thing I took away from the episode that was a little upsetting was when the Dryad confronts the 2 Magi. First, we still don't know what their plan was. Like, I still understand, like, I don't understand what they were doing, going around trying to increase people's strength just to destroy them, and like what they were going to do with the orcs. Like, they want to take over the forest, but for what reason? And then also the Dryad, she has full knowledge of the forest, and yet they just disappear. And she's like going to fight them, and then they just fucking run away. And he's like, well, I lost them. I don't know where they are. They're in the forest, but I don't know where.
Yeah, especially when we see them next, they're still in the forest.
Yes, and she's
Hey,
the one.
they teleported.
And she's been following everyone. She knows a lot about Rimuru. She knows a lot about pretty much everything that's been going on. I feel like it'd be very easy for her to find her again. But that's like a nitpick. That's like, I understand why they don't want us to do that. Like, but then I don't understand why they would confront. Like, why even confront them? Like, they should have just showed a scene of them watching through the crystal ball, them seeing what was going wrong, and then them just running away, like being upset, like, oh, I guess we're fucked. I feel like he's gonna try and attack the Orc Lord, and then one of them, either the clown dude or the other one, they're gonna actually show up and they're gonna fight. I think that's what's actually gonna happen.
I think the clown dude is actually the stronger one.
I also think that. If anime has told us anything, it's clown people are really
Clown.
strong.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pretty strong trope
Hey.
in animes.
That sounds terrifying, actually. You're
Yeah,
right.
it does.
ReZero.
Oh, he wasn't really a clown, but he was.
Yeah, he definitely resembles a clown, though.
Oh, but the actual Joker that you guys saw, the guy who owns the
From Persona 5.
no the fuck you the guy who looks like a clown who owns the castle that he lives in that you guys said is like a demon lord who's apparently evil. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he must be really strong.
Oh, yeah, he's probably really strong.
Fuck you.
He's a demon lord.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, but overall, that was like it's a basic episode. We're gonna see probably the conclusion of the army fight
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. So where are we hitting? We got. Wait, do we have anything else? Is it just Sword Art now? Is that the last one?
And
No,
Bunny
and
Girl.
Bunny.
And
Okay,
Bunny
Sword Art or
Girl.
Bunny Girl. Which one are we going, boys?
Sword Art.
Sword Art it is.
Nah.
I mean, it was a lore dump.
Was there
episode.
2 episodes?
It
There
is
was
2
2
episodes.
episodes.
Other than the only
Oh.
part that wasn't a lore dump was literally the beginning of the first episode. So quick rundown.
Actually, no, it was 1 episode.
Yeah, it was the beginning of the first episode. That's it. The beginning of that first episode is the only point where there was.
No, are we covering 1 episode?
No, 2
or 2.
episodes.
No, I thought it was 1 because.
we finished when they got to the garden, and because we were talking about how it was fairly easy for them to break
yeah,
out.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So pretty much the way these episodes start is they're still in the garden. They are confronted by the one Integrity Knight. They fight. They do pretty well fighting, and it's a pretty decent fight scene. And then he shows like a hidden skill that he had to like pretty much keep them apart. And when he does that, they start talking like, "Oh fuck, we know you," because they've seen him like fight before in a tournament. And they start talking about like who he was. They're like, "That's not me. What are you talking about? I was summoned here by whatever. I've been here for like years or something. I don't know." But he starts remembering like who he truly was, and they believe, oh, it must be other antagonists, just like Alice who lost her memory. They start talking about this, and then he like starts breaking almost. He like goes to the ground, and like this thing starts coming out of his head. And when they keep trying to remember him, like it keeps coming further and further out. And then they're attacked by another Integrity Knight who's on a dragon flying, so they can't really do anything. So they stop that. The prism goes back into the forehead of the one Integrity Knight. They start running away. Kirito's hair tells him to go a specific direction, and he walks.
We
that
find
way.
out it's a spider.
Yeah, we find out what that is then. Kirito's hair points in the direction, and there's a door there. He goes to the door, and we're like, where the fuck? It's just a random, like, it's not really a door. It's like a portal. And he goes through it, and then they're in this, like, weird hallway with a little lolly girl. She tells the two to follow her, and she introduced herself as the Cardinal. She used to be the, fuck, this is gonna be, there's so much to talk about, because she tells us so much shit. They go
Basically, she used to be the system.
Yeah, like the
that
moderator.
That dictated the course of the world.
Yeah, her primary goal was to keep like balance. Like if something would start doing, like she's trying to keep things as balanced as possible. But she first tells them, "Hey, come to this room. It's like a giant library. It holds all the knowledge that is in pretty much all of the knowledge that's in the world." She mentions about these gods, and then what's his name? Yujo is like, "Yo, can I get cleaned up?" Well, she says, "Yo, clean yourself up because you were like in a puddle." So he goes, cleans up, confronts Kirito, and Kirito's like, "Yo, there are no gods, right? Like this isn't true." He's like, "Yep, you're right. These are all lies." Goes in to talk about how like the names of the gods are actually from the names of the first humans that raised the first Flucklights. Flucklights? Is that how?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded weird when I said it, but so that's where the names come from. And then that there was one among them that was like an evil one that said to the like, apparently there was someone who like had immoral things to teach the children, which we'll talk about then. And then we hit this whole story. Oh, also should be known, the Cardinal system knows that Kirito is from the outside world. She also knows that they're in a system because she keeps balance in the world. She did not tell Yujo that. So Kirito knows that, like, hey, we're on the same level. You know I'm a human. You know that there's an outside world and all that stuff. Then she talks about the person who's currently the ruler of the world, which was just
administrator.
Yes, she calls herself the administrator, which she was a noble-born, like hundreds of years, like I think hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And she learned, she was like given the task of like learning more about system calls. So she would test out system calls and like would learn more about them, and then she would practice them. She learned how to do like a firebolt, and to like gain system points or whatever, she could see that, oh, I'll just kill things, and she killed like an animal, and it's like, oh, I went up in experience. So she did that a bunch. She became pretty much the best at system calls. She was like the mage of the town, and became more and more powerful until she got like healing abilities, and then she started healing people. And people saw her like from like the gods. So she pretty much started running the town, and then she got enough power to like start making laws and stuff for everyone. And she's like, okay, well, I need to outlaw these things because I don't want anyone to get the power that I have. Then it keeps cutting. She keeps like becoming more and more powerful. The town keeps growing. Then she gets to the point where she's getting really old, and she's like, oh fuck, I don't want to die. So she's looking into more system calls. She is able to find the system call that gives the entire system list. So it's like pretty much any system command that can be done. She now has the list to be able to do it. So she makes herself young again, and then makes it so that she has full administrative privileges to the point where it's like she is also has the cardinal abilities, and she can do pretty much anything. She will be the entire god of this land. When she did that though, she was like imprinted with the and no one can take it away from her. It's like on her base level, so like no one can take away her rights. When she imprinted the cardinal system onto her, she also had the feeling of like wanting to balance everything, but to an extent of where since she has the power to keep things as they are, she also the balance that she's trying to keep is like perfect. Like we need perfect balance. It's not like we're kind of like give a little. It's like no, this is how it must be forever. And that's where that episode ends. You guys have anything to say about that episode?
Meh.
It's
a lore dump.
Yes, it is a lore dump. I found it really interesting. I really like to see like how that came about, and it's very like this is a very very small thing that they did, but I like when they do these things for characters. Where when she becomes more powerful and she starts making laws, literally the first thing that goes through her head is I have to outlaw hunting because that's how she became that's how she became more proficient. That's how she got EXP. And since this is a video game, more often than not, killing things or like grinding is like the best way to get experience. So I like how they do it like a little gamey. And then she's like she breathes in and then she's like, oh, I should also outlaw murder. And it's just that like that little tick that goes through your head is like, oh, she doesn't care about the morality of any of these things. She just knows that that's the easiest way to get more points to get stronger. She's like, no one can get stronger than me. I really like those like very very little like minute character traits that you see in people.
And isn't she like anyone that's potentially going to get strong? She's turning into Integrity Knights.
We learn about that later, but yes, that's pretty much true. That's what it seems like. Well, we learn that what the Integrity Knights are truly for later, but when they talked about the evil human, I'm assuming that's the guy with slippers that we saw that like what's her name looked at all weird.
Yeah, that's what I assume.
Like that's the only thing.
No.
Like, what do you mean no? That has to be it.
No, he's a good guy.
No, he has to be the antagonist.
Just because he's wearing a house coat and slippers.
Ominous
Matt,
music
doesn't
was being
make him
played.
a bad guy.
Ominous music was played when she looked at him, and she got a weird feeling.
Ominous.
Yeah, ominous. Like, come on. Also, it's so dumb that, well, during this episode, it was dumb. I mean, we learn why, but it's like it's stupid that the fucking outside people are just like, yo, we see all this happening, we're perfectly okay with it, and they're perfectly like, there was no limit to like, yeah, she found the command list, and we just let her do whatever she wants with it.
Yeah, but like, why would he put Kirito in the game?
That's also exactly, but we'll talk about that.
Because he's the director. Like, he's putting Kirito in the game if he wants stuff like everything to. Unless he thinks Kirito is going to develop the other characters in the game.
He thinks that he's going to push them further. So he's like, we'll talk about this next episode when they're like saying Cardinal believes that the outside world is trying to force the leash is being tightened around them because she has full control, and at some point they have to rebel, and that's what he's going for. That's what he wants. He wants them to break. But he's also, I guess, testing if Kirito, another human, could enhance that process even faster in some way.
I guess.
Which, I mean, technically he did. I mean, he did it by teaching, like, it was because of the teachings.
It broke Yujiro.
Yeah, because of what he told Yujiro. Like, the fact that there are things that are, even if they aren't law, are unforgivable, or even if they are permitted by law, are unforgivable, and that you must act on it.
20 charisma does that to you.
Yeah.
I think that's what he has.
Yeah. What a great, also, this is just a dumb thing. What great security they must have, where you can just literally brute force command lines and just keep doing system calls until you get something.
Right.
It's like, system call this, system call this. Oh, I got something. Fucking dumb.
Is that how that works?
Apparently, that's what she did. All she kept doing, she kept saying system call until
Yeah,
something
like
happened.
she was literally on her deathbed, just
Yeah.
like, trying to brute force it.
I was like, oh, what a okay, sure, fine. Yeah, that's pretty much that episode. Again, just a fucking lore dump, but I enjoyed it. That's the kind of lore dump that I enjoy because I care about that world. I don't give a
Did
shit
you
about
enjoy
Gatsby.
the next episode's lore dump?
No, not as much because there's a lot of parts that just don't make sense.
Yeah,
So,
well, I fell asleep during it, so.
So yeah, the second episode again, they're still talking. Cardinal's talking to Kirito, and pretty much now you find out, okay, what happened? The girl, the administrator, she went on living her life, being like technically eternally youthful, but she's still a program. She still has a limit, and she can even see that limit. So her limit is like her memory. So her literally her memory, like she can't remember things past a certain point, would be gone. So she decides to, I'm gonna get like other people, erase their memory and imprint my own memory onto their Fluctlight, and that's how she's gonna like be able to have copies, I guess, of this. I'm assuming that's what the whole idea was. And then so she does that, and she does that to the person that Kirito is talking to. That's the first person she does it to. But the Cardinal was able to fight back after that, because once she did that, by imprinting her own Fluctlight onto the Cardinals, she had all the rights and powers that the Administrator had, pretty much. So, and since she was the Cardinal, and her whole purpose is to keep balance in this world, she understood that what she was doing is wrong and unbalanced. So she had to stop her at any means. So once she had those powers, she fights. They have a pretty decent fight scene where they're turning everything, like they're using system calls to change the items, everything, and then the administrator literally uses a spell that makes it so that no system calls can be used in the room, and then she runs away. Cardinal runs, opens a portal to the world, to the library that they're in now, and then closes it off, and she's been there for like 200 years. So that's where she's been hold off there because she knows that if she ever leaves, that the administrator is going to hunt her down and kill her. So during that time, the administrator that's when she started making the Integrity Knights, so that whenever the Cardinal would come back out, if anything would happen, they would be going down, keeping order in the world, stopping anyone from coming from doing anything to like overstep their power or do anything that would be what she'd said like not okay.
Yeah, the Integrity Knights were there to give her the edge in the inevitable battle.
Yes, because the only person that could challenge her at this point would be the Cardinal, who's been trapped right now. But so they're pretty much on kind of equal footing. But with the Integrity Knight, she has the edge over her now. And while all that was going on, the Cardinal was setting out like she would put like insects or like use spells that would be able to go out and like watch what's going out in the world. And she's been following people for pretty much the entire time she's been there, seeing everything that's been going on. And some of them was even like watching Kirito for pretty much his entire life since they left the village. And you find out that that's what like Kirito's hair floating in the air and like pointing direction. That was a spider that was in his hair that she was using.
It's a good job he's not afraid of spiders.
Yeah, because he fucking And then this is when we find out that the Cardinal believes that the humans, since they're literally allowing the administrator to continue to do this and they're not doing anything, that this is their purpose. Like they want this to happen. They want like people to get like really riled up so that they will break through their chains and like revolt. And they're okay with, and she, since the Cardinal believes that will never happen, that the administrator has too much power, her whole idea is, help me, and I'm going to literally just erase all of the Fluctlights. I'm going to kill pretty much. She's going to kill everyone. That's the whole idea. But since you help,
way of keeping balance.
Yeah, she thinks that's the only way possible of doing it is just to get rid of everyone. That there's no other option. And then she's like, I'll even let you save a few. Like if you pick like 10 people or something, I'll let you save those people and they can be copied and like archived. Kirito's like, no, you don't need to do that. I will find a way. Like it's possible, all this stuff. And she's like, maybe. Then you have a dumb scene where she like, I want a hug because she wants like to feel like a human or something, which we'll talk about. And then fuck, what happened? I mean, I guess that's like the big part. You just hear about that, and then they go back to Yujo, who's been reading. She's like, yo, you guys need to go fight the Integrity Knights, and you have to go up to pretty much to get the memory back. you have to not only like make them remember and get the prism out of their forehead, you actually then have to replace it with the original memories that were taken from them that the administrator has, which is at the very top floor of the giant building that we've been seeing. So they have to break in, get those, and then they can save the Integrity Knights. So to save Alice, that's what they're going to do. She then tells them that the Integrity Knights have like a special skill that gives them the full power of their swords, which she then teaches kind of to them. So now they should be able to use it. And then she pretty much sends them on their way. And then that's where the episode ends. Yeah. You guys have anything? Did I miss anything you can remember?
I mean, you
I was
covered most of
sleeping.
it. I mean, the whole
Yeah,
like
I thought he was
guess
sleeping
she's-
because he didn't like it. What do you say about that?
I mean, she was locked up in that library for 200 years. It's not too surprising that she wanted human contact.
Yeah, and she's a child. No, that's not why she did it. That's not why I believe she did it. She says it more like, this is what it means.
She
to
got
feel-
a hug.
Yeah, but that doesn't make like. I didn't understand. Like, what was the point of that? What do you mean? It's not that she wanted human contact. She said this is what it means to be a human. I'm like, what? What do you mean? You're telling me that you never hugged someone prior to this?
Probably
I
not.
think it's because it was in relation to like she's got the noble genes, the noble blood,
Mm-hmm.
the corrupted blood, effectively,
Mm-hmm.
that of greed. Maybe she isn't being 100% truthful. Maybe her greed wants to be a human.
Maybe.
Maybe when she's talking about wiping the world clean, maybe that's her way of escaping the world.
Sure. That's where I thought she was gonna go with it, but that's not where I got from it when she did that. Like, I didn't like that scene at all. I thought that was really
I
dumb.
just don't think she's being 100% truthful.
I don't think Sword Art is the kind of show that would try and be like layered in the sense of like we're gonna give you this, we're gonna have a character that's like telling you pretty much all their ideals, and guess what? It's not actually true. They're just joking, or they're just lying, or being
No,
deceitful.
don't think-
I don't think she's lying. I don't think everything she said I'd say is true. What I'm saying is I feel like she's leaving something out on purpose.
I don't believe that. What do
You don't think Sword Art can be a layered show?
No,
They tackle rape all the time.
that's not layered.
That's
Yeah,
layered.
let's not go into
They
that.
are very blatant in what they believe, like how someone is if they rape, and like the bad people that rape. They literally like destroy a guy by cutting off his arms because he does it. But yeah, I mean, just a huge lore dump. I guess the one thing I did miss was technically that she gave them like two swords that apparently if you stab them with, it will link her and that person together. So that if she casts any spells on herself, it will also be cast on that individual. So they use that as like an ace to like get Alice, and she also said she was going to use it as an ace against the administrator.
They're basically
Yeah, but she
spells.
only has two of them,
Yeah, which is really dumb.
and she gave two. She gave one to each person.
Yes, I'm like, what do you mean you only made two of them? There's no way it can be that hard for you to make in 200 years when you have all the system commands at your will. But again,
Resources,
those
maybe?
no.
Trying to tell me your system command doesn't have a copy paste line?
Yeah, this is me nitpicking, but I mean, whatever. Oh yeah, and then when they go and leave, when they're literally right before they walk out the door, they like put their hands, like they do that handshake, but they don't do the cool handshake. They just fucking fist bump. I'm like, nah, come on. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess also to mention that was also the spirit that was like in Kirito's hair was also the spider was also the one that like talked to him with the flowers.
Yeah.
Also, did I understand that right? Did you guys get that same feeling? That's the idea that she's doing at the very beginning. The administrator, she is like trying to make copies of herself so that she can have like basically thumb drives of memory.
Yeah, she's basically trying to just add more storage.
Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't 100% sure because I still don't understand how that works since it seems like the Cardinal was still herself after, like she definitely seemed different, but I mean we only saw her like for 10 seconds.
I guess the simplest way of putting it is she was effectively adding another hard disk to a computer.
Sure, that's kind of how I took it. Okay, cool. Hopefully next episode, I feel like next episode is gonna go back in the human world though, and we're gonna have another dump, but maybe not.
Yeah, I feel like we're overdue like a trip to the real world.
Did you guys like the episode though? Did you like Donnie? Didn't. Donnie was bored.
I was
I-
extremely bored.
I was interested.
I was
I like
interested.
the lore.
Paul, do you like the
I
lore?
like learning more about the lore.
Paul fell asleep
Paul
too.
had to go.
Paul fell asleep now.
Oh.
He's muted. His
Oh,
mic's
okay.
muted
Oh,
on
that's fine.
Discord.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's all we can really talk about for Sword Art was the lore that they talked about. So let's finish up with the big one that I do not want to talk about. So who wants to take
You
it
don't
over?
want to talk about Bunny Girl?
I don't want to talk about Bunny Girl. I'm so
What are you gonna
disappointed.
Why?
Yeah,
You've
because
talked
I
about
can't.
literally everything so far.
I'm so disappointed.
Why? It was a good show.
So disappointed.
Do you have 2 episodes to talk about in this?
Yeah, we do. I mean,
Good thing you're the only one who's been talking this entire
fuck.
podcast. So,
No, I haven't. I opened it up to you guys.
huh? I'm not saying you didn't open it up. I'm just saying you're the one with anything to say.
Paul
You
had
didn't think it
something to say.
was? Yeah, he's just not here now.
Yep, Paul died. He's not very well.
Okay, I'm gonna try and this is how I'm gonna. Okay, for Bunny Girl, I'm gonna do a quick.
I'm gonna
rundown.
start taking notes.
Well, no, wait, you should. For Bunny Girl, I'm going to run down like extremely quickly. Like I want to see how fast I can do this episode.
Okay.
Okay. So
Episode 12.
yeah, episode 12. So here, everyone finds out that Kade lost her memories. They talk about it. Kade is.
I thought that was episode 11.
Well, technically, we find out the very end, but now we're talking about it. Like now, people are like saying like what happened. So we have a flashback. So we see.
Yeah,
Kade,
we're going to flashbacks of right when Kaede was having
Yes.
her memory issues.
So we see her wake up one day and she's really confused. She doesn't know where she is. They take her to the hospital. They do tests. They say, yep, she lost her memory. And the first thing they start doing is like, oh, well, here are things that Kade likes to use. This is what Kade used to do. And her brother sees her like being a little weird about it, and not understanding. And that she even says, oh, she walks differently. She talks differently. She eats her food differently. It's like she's pretty much a different person at this point. And her mom, then we see like he comes home one day and Kaede's like getting a rash and his mom's like, I can't take this anymore, and she's pretty much gone crazy. So she goes to the hospital. We see that happen. Fucking the brother's like losing his mind now, so he's like just one day his fucking he wakes up and his shirt's bleeding, and that's when we see the scars. And he just doesn't know what to do. This is when Shoko gets involved. We see they talk.
A lot more than just once.
Yes, we find out
Because like up to now, it was just like,
yes.
oh, he saw her once and like he fell in love, and then never again.
Yep.
Now we find out that it's over the period of time when Kaede was in the hospital that
yes,
he was going to see Shoko all the time.
Yep, saw him multiple times, and she pretty much tells like, hey, you've gone through this pain. Now you can help people. Like this is something that you can use to like go and make the world a better place. And he's like, he takes pride in that. He likes that a lot, which makes sense. Like really confirms like why he does what he does now. And then he's like, you know what? I see why she's like being upset. Here, Kade, I gave you a journal. He gives Katie a journal. It's like, but write your name like you want to write your name. Like write it using this. You are your own person. You don't have to do what everyone else thinks you're supposed to. You don't have to be the original Kade. And she really likes that. She's like, oh, I'm so happy with you, brother. You're the only one that understands now. And then we cut back to like the real time. So she's getting ready to like go through her list. She wants to go to school still. She wants to go to the zoo. So she's working. I was like, I'm going to school first. We're gonna do this. So they start doing this. They talk to a school counselor. They're like, okay, well here we're gonna do this. Let's get ready.
You could even stay in the nurse's office.
Yeah, you can even go to the nurse's office. Just come to the school for a day and just like walk in, and then you can mark it off on your list. So they're getting ready for that. Mai is like, yo, I have to go for a shoot again, so she's gonna be gone for a good bit. Call me if anything comes up. He's like, yep, I will. And then so they go up, they do that. Next day, first time going to school, and she's walking down the street. They're like, I can do this. She hears some girls laughing. She's like, oh fuck, can't do this. They're laughing about me. He's like, no, they're not. Okay, so it's like, fine, skip that. We'll go back. We can relax. It's like, so they skip. Next day, try it again. This time, she's like thinking, what's his name? Sakata.
Sakata.
Yeah, Sakata sees the rash forming. He's like, "Hey, maybe we should go slower." It's like, and then she's like, "No," and she like closes the she like grabs the door and like starts running because she wants to go. She wants to do this. She has to do this. And Sakata realizes that she knows. Oh fuck, I forgot. Damn it! This is what happens when I go too fast. When she went to the hospital, when she fainted the one time because she was of the whole like seeing her friend again and like seeing all this happen. She went back to the hospital for a little bit. She was talking about, Mai might be getting her Kaede might be getting her memories back. That scared Kaede because she's like, if I get my memories back, I'm going to be the old Kaede again. I'm not going to be me anymore. So she's like, I have to get these all done before all my memories come back and I cease to pretty much exist. So like, I have to do this. So she goes, she can't do it. She's crying. She's like, why can't I just do that? I just want to do this. And he's like, okay, here, let's go somewhere and get rid of this. So they go to the zoo. They see the pandas. Everything's really happy. They spend the whole day there. And she's like, he even says, yeah, now we can come back here whenever you want. She's like, and then he's like, oh, fuck it, I shouldn't have said that. So he gives her a pass, all that good stuff. It's like, you can come back every time. She's so happy. They leave. It's nighttime. They stop at the school first. He's like, yo, let's just go to the school. So they go to the school. It's like, see, you've been here. Now you can take it on tomorrow and go on during the day. It's like, yeah, I feel like I can really do it. And then we go the next day, wake up, and he's like, old Kaide's back. He's like, you're going to be late, Kaede. Kaide's like, what are you doing in my room? Brother? Is that you, brother? And it's like, she sounds completely different. And he's like, Sakata's just like, fuck. And then it ends. What an easy to predict episode. What an easily like, oh man, everything, she's like really going at it. She's like really trying. They're talking about how her memories are going to come back. And then you're just hit with she wakes up and yep, that's old Kaede. She's back. Donnie, did you like that episode? Do you think that was a good episode, Donnie? Donnie? I think Donnie left. Dan, are you still there?
I didn't leave.
sorry,
I'm still here.
Okay.
Alexis is just here, so
Okay.
I was opening my door.
Before we talk about, actually, we'll treat these two as all one big episode, so I'll just finish up with the season finale. So yeah, Kaede becomes old Kaede again. They go to the hospital to like do more scans on her. They're like, yep, she regained all her memories. Her dad seems really happy. And fucking Sakata's like, he's like very quiet. He's like, I think I have to go. And then he gets up and he starts running. He's like really, really sad because he's like, oh my god, Kaede gone. The Kaede that he spent like 3 or 2 years, I don't know the exact amount of time, but spent years with, is just gone. And she was ready to like go to school the next day. She was ready to tackle everything. She was becoming better. So he like breaks down. His scars start bleeding like really bad. And he's crying terribly. And then fucking someone walks up and just like pats him on the back, and we find out it's Shoko, or yeah, I think that's her name, Shoko. As the old self, like not as the child that we saw before. Older than what she was before too. So she also advanced in time since we've seen her. They go back to his house. She helps like get him in the bath. She then reads the diary to him that Kaede was keeping. And she talks about it like Kaede knew that Sakata was going to be really sad that once all her memories came back, because Sakata was going to think that he didn't do enough. That's why she was so adamant about getting everything done, because she wanted to let her brother know that I was able to accomplish all this stuff because of you. I was trying to live my life to the fullest, and I'm really happy that I was able to do everything that I was able to do. So that Kaede had no regrets, and that neither should Sakata. And of course, Sakata's like feeling really sad. Soko's like trying to cheer him up, and then he goes to sleep. He wakes up. Shoko's gone. She left a note for him. And we continue on to the next day, trying to understand if Kaede's feeling any better. Mai has been calling him since the day before, but since he was all like depressed and like terrible, he never answered. He calls Mai after he realizes that, talks to Mai, pretty much says that everything's fine, says that he's like, yeah, no, I'm fine, I'm happy that Kaede got her memories back, everything's fine, like not being very honest. And Mai's like, okay, I have to go. Pretty much continues. Then we find out randomly Mai comes back for that day, even though she was going to be gone longer. He's like, yo, I wanted to come back because I knew you'd probably be upset. So Sakata's happy to see her. She sees the fucking letter from Shoko on the table and it's like really mad. well, not really mad, but she's like, oh fuck. She doesn't say anything, but she's obviously mad. She leaves, like, okay, I'm gonna get the bullet train back. I need to go back. You're fine. Everything's fine. And then Sakata's like, God damn it. He goes to work and he's like, I should do this. I should do something because my sister comes up. He's like, yo, Mai did all this and it's her birthday and you didn't even do any of this. And he's like, shit, you're right. I need to go. And then he travels on bullet train, makes it just in time while they were finishing up their shoot. Talks to her. They go up to a mountain. They talk it out, like why she was upset, that she wasn't there to help him, that someone else was there. She wanted to be the one because he's helped so many people. He's helped her. And then he's like, you have helped me just being here. This is all fine. And he wishes her happy birthday. And it ends with them not kissing, of course, as it should. And he is like, they go in for it, and then they don't. And that's the end of the episode. That's the end of the season, boys.
Probably the whole series.
Probably the whole series, as it should be, because they fucked up the entire series. And I don't know how I didn't notice sooner. I should have noticed literally four episodes ago. 4 or 5 episodes. When they got to Futaba, I should have been like, yep, they fucked up.
They should have ended it with, the whole 3rd episode thing, right? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that literally, if they would have fucking done if they would have focused on maybe 2 people, maybe the sister and Mai, it would have been a great show. That's all they had to focus on. But the fact that they spread it off across all these characters and none of them felt fully fleshed out, if they would have had the 3rd episode be this finale and spent more time and more people were just kept forgetting like over a shorter period of time, like maybe the mom and dad forgetting Mai was more like at episode 6 or 7, and then like it kept getting seriously worse and worse, and then episode 12 or 11 was him forgetting her, and then we spent a whole episode of not knowing who Mai is and then slowly remembering her. Like that's how it should have been. That's how it should have been.
You think so?
Yes, because the whole idea of the I thought about this so much after this episode, because the whole idea of like the contrast of Sakata, of everyone losing their memory, of Kaede already lost her memory, and then of Sakata also losing his memory and then slowly gaining it back, could have all been good together. God damn it. God damn it.
I sort of agree with you, but like, I think the show is fine the way it turned out. I do think that if it was more focused on the relationship between Mai and Sakata than the relationship between Sakata and the entire cast, it would have been a better romance.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, the show tried to do a lot more than just the romantic part of the show.
No, which is fine.
Because like it tried to have that whole awareness of this unheard of disorder that is barely known of, right?
Oh, and not even that. It was also trying to hit, like, I can understand what they were going for. They were trying to go for, like, hey, we're going to tackle a bunch of different social problems that people go through, and, like, we're going to talk about all these things. Because each person had a slightly similar but different social problem that people can go through. Like, hey, we're going to tackle all these. But I feel like the fact that they split it up between so many characters, and that you don't get to spend
in
enough
such
time.
short time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what really sucks. And if they would have opened, if we knew further and focused a little bit more on Kaede during the other episodes, just more and more, but know that she lost her memory earlier on, then her gaining back her memories and becoming a completely different person, I think would have hit much more harder.
Yeah, I can see that. If the episode 12 and episode 13, everything that episode 12 and 13 covers could have spanned from episode like 5 to episode 13.
Yes.
Like it could have been a bigger build up to finishing Kaede's arc off, instead of Kaede having like a 3 arc but really 2 episode arc in this series.
Yeah.
But
and
I think altogether the series is still watchable. Like I'd still recommend people watch it, because like it's real. Every character feels real. Like every character that you watch, Except for Kaede.
Except, I
Kaede
was about to
seems
say,
fake as
except
shit.
Kaede. Yeah.
Kaede seems fake as shit.
Yes.
But every character except for Kaede is like, those are real people that you could find out
Yes.
in the world. Like, obviously, you're not going to find Kaede in the world because she doesn't leave her house. But, like,
yeah.
you could find Mai's character. You could find, with Mai's problems, you could find
Yep.
Mai's sister's character.
With her problems
Like,
as well. Yep.
Yeah.
100%. And yeah, I would definitely suggest people watch it. So it's still decent. It's just I'm sad that I liked it so much during the beginning
Mhm.
and that it didn't finish up well for me. But
It did finish really well at the third episode.
yeah, that would have been so much better. Oh my god.
Actually, it finishes really well. The beginning of the fourth episode before the whole going back in time
You're
thing.
right. That was also really good. God. Yeah,
The whole talk between him and Mai in the fourth episode was great.
Yes, that was a great
Like,
scene.
That was
Ugh.
if they made a full episode out of that talk, it would have been the same thing that ReZero was.
I will, but
with
I will.
Ramen.
Yeah. Yep. With Subaru.
Yeah. Ramen Subaru.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said Ram.
I will give these last two episodes one good thing though. The reaction that Mai had to not being able to help someone, that someone else was there to help him, is very believable, very understandable, and the
Mhm.
reaction is also very good.
Mhm.
That she doesn't just blow up, that she is just like, oh, you're fine. Oh, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna go. That was really good. Also there were still good parts of the episode. It just didn't do what I wanted to do. I'll be honest, it made me think like, oh fuck, I never thought of amnesia working that way. Where it's like, it's literally, if you have amnesia for a long enough period of time, it's almost as if a different person is now gone and died. That is a good. It's something that I just never thought about that often. So I like that. But then it just upsets me that it's very easily, like, the first time it happened, Sakata was like upset, like visibly upset, but he got over his actual sister pretty much dying, and then also got really over his new sister pretty much dying. Like, I don't know. I feel like he got over the new sister death way faster.
Also, his scars never went away.
It's true. His scars are still there.
So, there's that.
Yeah. But that's cool scars. Like, Mai likes them, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
No, his scars should go away because they are part of the disorder. Like, when his problem is solved, if it ever gets solved, like,
Yeah.
those scars would go away.
I would agree. But his problem didn't solve because he was still really distressed that now his sister's gone again.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
his problem is he tries to help everybody.
Oh, and this is also a little bit, I don't know if this matters, because I don't think we're going to go anywhere after this. I think this is the end of the series.
Mhm.
Do you, Futaba, when Futaba and him talked a little bit before this all happened, or after Shoko came, she thinks that Shoko is just like a thing from Sakata, like he projects a person that takes care of him and can understand him, that will that helps, and that Shoko
Yeah.
doesn't actually exist.
Yeah.
Do you?
I do think that is something
Then he wrote the own letter. Did he write the letter to himself and then put it on the table for Mai to watch to see?
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. That's the only thing that got
Literal scars pop up
me. Yeah,
on
I know.
people's body,
I
man.
know. So I could agree. That,
Like,
no, I.
he's physically scarred.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
Something that didn't happen.
Yes, she could exist
So-
strictly in the moment. Like, she could be a physical being that actually exists in the world, but only for those specific moments in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. There. I'm
And
fine.
only for him to see because nobody else observes it.
Yep.
Observes.
Yep, I agree. I mean, yeah. So overall, the last two episodes were technically fine. It's just really disappointing to me. Yeah, that pretty much.
Is that everything?
That is everything. Dan didn't watch that. Dan doesn't watch Bunny Girl. But...
Yeah, I don't watch.
Yeah,
Bunny
Dan doesn't watch slice of life
So
anime.
that's pretty much everything. Thanks everyone for watching. Sorry that Paul had to leave midway through. He's been feeling really sick. But he'll be back hopefully next week. I do just want I want to mention to Donnie the thing that we were talking about earlier. I watched Boruto over the break, or at least an episode, and I told you about it. You remember the episode now, Donnie, right? You still remember what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Well, pretty much they do a scene that's right out of the original. They do the shuriken hidden in the shadow of the second. And I was like,
Do they?
Yes. what's her name? Who's the girl?
Sakura's
No,
daughter.
yeah, Sakura's daughter. Who's that?
Fuck.
Well, whatever. Her. She's helping Boruto fight this like famous ninja dude that like on TV. And they literally like he's going hard. Like he's taken over by some like I don't know demon or something. I don't know, some shadow thing. He's like going hard trying to kill these two. And she throws a giant shuriken that goes right by him that he dodges. And then Boruto, I'm watching this. I'm like, oh my god, if Boruto bursts out of it and it's him and he throws behind him, I'm like, holy shit, and it happens. Do they have a lot of callbacks to like old Naruto episodes? Do they do that a lot?
Not really.
Okay. Also,
Not so much. Like the director, the creator of Naruto, is on Boruto's staff.
Okay.
He's a writer for Boruto's staff,
Mhm.
so there are some things, but not really.
Also, yeah.
But he doesn't do the manga.
Okay.
He gave the manga over to somebody, like kind of like Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z. Akira Toriyama is the direction of the show or the TV show and the manga, but he doesn't play as big a part in the manga as he does in the anime.
Also, there was a character that Boruto was talking to that I think he called
Sadara, by the way.
Sadara. That's
her
the.
name.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. I believe he calls her sister, but it's a much older girl that I thought was it was fuck. Who does Naruto marry?
Hinata.
At first I thought it was Hinata. It looks very similar to Hinata, but then he says sister, and I know he has a younger sister, but does he have an older sister too?
No.
Okay.
What does she look like?
She looks pretty much like Hinata. Like Hinata, but
Hinata's
still...
younger sister.
What?
Hinata's younger sister. Hinabi.
You're right. It probably is. Okay. Does she play a role in the show?
Yeah.
Okay. That was probably her. But that would be her. That would be his aunt. I don't know why. I don't know. I feel like he said sister, but maybe I just misheard. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Oh, Paul went Afka, so now our overlay's all fucked.
Good thing we're done.
Yeah, good thing we're done. We'll be back next week to talk. Well, we'll be back soon. Expect a video very soon of us talking about the next season of anime that's coming out and the picks that we've chosen. That should be coming out the same day as that this one comes out on YouTube, which would be Tuesday, the 4th, 8th, Tuesday the 8th. So check that out. We'll be talking about all the new stuff that's coming. We're going to do a quick rundown of stuff on AniCharts and pick the ones that we want to watch or that we're going to try to watch. So look out for that. And then hopefully the new stuff will be coming out and we'll see you guys all next week. At least we'll have Slime and Sword Art to talk about for sure. Okay. So hope you guys all enjoyed. Hope you guys had a great new year and see y'all later.
Goodbye.
Bye.